All right. What is up, everyone? Welcome to another edition of our stay-at-home open mic. My name is Richie Marufo, and I will be your host. And we're coming to you from El Paso, Texas. Yeah, it's just a stay-at-home open mic. I may have started my intro just a little too early. I'm not sure. We'll find out when YouTube starts. So, yeah, my name is Rich. I'm your host. We're coming to you from El Paso. This is Power at the Pass, located in El Paso. It's an art studio, a gallery, a place of creation, content creation. So definitely encourage you guys to check that out. We have a cool list today. We got a bunch of poets. We have a bit of comedy, hopefully some music. We'll see. But I definitely encourage you, if you guys are right now listening, drop a comment, say hi, let us know where you're listening in from. And then as you watch the show, leave a comment below on, who did you like? Who struck your heartstrings the right way? Who made you feel something happy, sad, joyous? Who gave you something to think about, like some mind sandwiches? That's really what the show is. We want to highlight all the talented people we have, not just in El Paso, but beyond. And yeah, we're represented by the Barbed Wire Open Mic Series. Happy to be here on Mondays, but let's see. Yeah. I'm going to get started, guys. I'm going to go ahead and kick things off with a quick poem, and then we'll start on our list. If you guys want to join us on the Zoom chat, I encourage you. You can just ask for the code, and we will let you in. And let me start with a quick piece. Mind sandwiches. Yeah, a little something to nibble on for your mind. I'm going to go with a classic of mine. It's dedicated to all the artists who put their hearts out there, put stuff on the line that make themselves vulnerable and see strength in that, and create these invisible threads that bring us together through their arts, whether it be through poetry or music or dance or visual arts. Okay, so okay, I am a hopeful romantic, nomadic in his antics, frantic for the flight of words to slam into heartstrings. Except incoherent mumblings are the inept incantations drawn from the abyss of my pen's empty kiss. You see, I've had many poems eaten by the clumsy dance of a backspace button. You are my work in progress. Isn't that all we ever are? See, I want to make music. I want that dark, smoky, aromatic tone that legends like Lester Young, Ben Webster, and Art Lewis painted the masterpieces in, when there was nothing left to yearn for. To culminate and orchestrate inky sonic thumbprints soaked in the lusty allure of dark corridors and light post forever musings of stardust flicker flame passageways. 5:07 a.m. The cosmos are crunched. In stacks of what have you nonsensical rumblings ruminate on the frothy, jazz-licked rememberings of your familiar afterkiss. Perhaps this sensitive heart is penance from a past life. For even a tangential universe such as this can explode a kiss into atomic whiplash. This is your love song. So when life is bringing you down, don't forget that ever essential elemental presence and breath, like let's all take a breath together. One giant poetic community breath. Ready? Check it out. Like, you see, I sling freeform, bebop, improv, jazz into a Chuco skyline, sonic smoke signals that swirl and twirl into the air and become misguided mockingbird melodies in search of its muse. Sick. You sing sandstorm, rebop, rememories. Cuando yo te vi, mi corazón bailó. Cuando yo te vi, mi corazón bailó. See, there are 100,000 heartbeats in a day, but the ones that sound like jazz are for you. That's our metaphorical music. All right, cool. That's my opening poem. dedicated to all of you guys who's here with us, everyone who's watching on YouTube. Let's spread the good word of art, of creation. You know, in times of destruction, we must create and create and create and find ourselves through that. So good to have people here with us. I see some people joining us as well. I'm adding you guys to the list because we have to hear you read. And we got some peeps. Yeah, the ones that sound like jazz are for you. I love jazz. I'm a jazz poet. That's when I first came up in the scene. I would perform my poetry with my saxophone and do some jazz poetry. But now we're here, online open mic. You guys ready? I'm ready. We got a really cool list for you guys, as always. I'm always gonna say that because I'm biased. You know, like it's my event. I'm the host, and I love you guys. So I'm always gonna say, whoever's here, like, I'm excited. I'm always excited to see what you guys have. So we're gonna kick things off, and then we'll figure out the list. If you guys just joined, type in below so I can add you guys if you want to be added right now. Let's see. Give me a second. All right, so we're gonna kick things off with someone who is here. You know what? Let's get our first people. We're gonna add Brian Franco to the list right now. We'll get you third, Brian. But right now we're gonna just like welcome a newcomer. In the poetry slam, sometimes, you know, I did the sacrifice. I went first, so cool. You guys got it out of your system. But we're gonna bring up for the first time, and he's got his peeps here to support. We have Bob Sands. Let's find you. Let's go ahead and find you and unmute you. Bob, welcome to your first time here. How you doing today? Oh, we have to unmute you. Let's unmute you first. Okay. I see you. I don't know if I can hear you.
Hey.
There you are. Hey, Bob, how you doing today?
I'm doing good. Didn't see you guys there.
Take it away, man. It's your thing.
Well, didn't see you guys there, but I was just over here reading some old poetry and just thinking of sharing with you guys a couple of things here and there. In this crazy times that we're going through, I thought it would be well for us to just do a little laugh, little mind clearance here. So we'll just start with one called "You Are Cool." And of course, as you're hearing this, you'll know that I wrote it when I was about 14. So that was my best stuff in life. That was the pinnacle. Here we go. You know exactly what's a fad and what's a trend. You know when to speak the truth and when to pretend. You know how cunning you can be. You give up what the world wants to see. Are there any words you don't know how to speak? Are you the only one that we can truly call a freak? Are you sure the course that you take is the best? Are you satisfied when you've blown away the rest? Cool. That's a word that describes you completely. Cool. That's a charm you hold discreetly. Cool is what people say when you walk down the hall. Cool is the word I say when I see you standing proud and tall. Kind of just want to start off that one with a little bit of positivity, and most of my other stuff is about breaking up and crying, and let's just say that for another Monday night. But yeah, this is my first time open mic. I've done other mic events where I actually had to pay them, so I call that senior citizens place a ripoff, as a matter of fact. So, oh, speaking of senior citizens, I do have one person watching me tonight. So I don't know if he's yawning or he'll be laughing soon. Here we go. For my first bit of comedy, I'll do little stuff I learned in jail. I was there passing out apples. Let's see. Trying to get a good place where to stand. Okay, cool. Oh yeah, this one's a really good one. What do you call a? No. That's the one. Okay, you know what? Let's just skip to the whole act. Okay, I'm gonna do a little trip. I'm gonna take you to a little trip in your mind. If you want to close your eyes and just think about, you know, that little song that plays as nature is in the background, the sun's setting. I mean, the sun's rising, as a matter of fact. And we're going to start our day in the typical farm. And as you hear the animals of the farm waking up in the morning. Moo, moo. Moo. Hey, 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 wake up, honey. You're snoring again. Moo. Hey, shut the hell up out there. Now all you animals just be barking and yelling and hooting and howling every morning. Can't even wake up on whenever I want. Oh, wise guy, eh? I'll get you, you little duck. Oh, I missed. Huh. Hold on a second. All right, well, I got something for him. And I got one last thing, I guess. Hey, quack, quack. Hey, hey, come get the bait. It's over there. I mean the bread. It's not bait, it's bread. Yeah, right over there next to the dynamite. Oh. Mushroom. Nah, couldn't have been. Oh, look. I got you now. What you got to say now, quack, quack? Oh, slut. Hey, don't you use that language with me. Now that I got you, I'm going to eat you now, quack, quack. You make my life hell. But I don't want to die. You don't want to die, no? No. Well, why not? Because I love you. You love me? Yeah, I love you very, very much. Well, you are kind of cute. You like that, huh? Don't stop. Oh, no, I got to stop. See, I got in trouble with the missus when the sheep walked back. But, well, I guess I'll let you go, quack, quack. You are kind of cute. What you going to do when I let you go? I'm going to poo-poo on your face. You're going to what on my face? Poo-poo. Oh, you are, huh? Well, no, I'm gonna eat you now. No, I don't want to die. No, that's not gonna work now. It's not gonna work this time, quack, quack. Here we go. Get ready. No, please, no. Well, that's it. Hey, I can't I'm stuck right there in my chair. I don't want to stay at this forever. Bye, quack, quack. Bye. So that was the farm in the morning, y'all.
Yo, right on. Quack, quack, made it out.
He made it through.
Awesome, man. Such a sensory experience.
That reminds me of the first time I ever had duck was at a Chinese restaurant. My dad says, hey, order whatever you want. And I'm like, 8. I'm like, cool. Let me have some Peking duck. My dad's like, that's $25. No, you're not going to have that. And then my mom's like, yeah, just let him have it. You told him. And sure enough, for like a little piece of duck, $25, it was the best duck I've ever had and first duck I've ever had. And I think I might not have had any duck after that. No, I did. But it was not worth $25. So on our second thing, we're going to do one-liners, I guess. My favorite, he was laughing, by the way. my favorite thing to do now is to go to the gym. And not just any gym, but a certain CrossFit gym, which shall remain nameless for probably 2 seconds. It's called Raw Fitness, voted best gym in El Paso. But really, any gym, any kind of physical activity has proven way more beneficial than any medicine, which I was prescribed, which I did have or do have a mental disorder. And during this time of being sequestered and whatnot, I guess just being alone with my thoughts proved too much for me to handle. But anyway, I've come back bouncing back with this activity and exercise, and I do want to tell you guys to go ahead and go out walking. You know, hit the mountains, take in some scenery, and walk, run, bounce, make love, whatever gets the blood going. And you only live once, so live it the best you can. Hey, so anyway, at my gym, I don't know about y'all, but we are led by trainers who, I love them all, but I think they need to learn how to count better, because one of the things I hate the most is when they're counting down the end of the cycle. They ask us to count with them, and 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. I'm like, what the heck? That I don't know. Or 5, 4, 4, 4, 4. Yeah, you know it's you who you're out there, Anthony. All right. So anyway, speaking of the gym, let's talk about cultures in gym. One of the worst that I hate the most is Russia. You know, I love Russian architecture, women, food, but they've come up with some really crazy stuff that they've invented. And come on, have we not all heard of Russian roulette? No, but in the gym, the Russian oh shoot, I even forgot what they're called. Anyway, they also have a Russian shoot. I'm burning up now. Come on, guys, from my gym, help me out here. Anyway, they have a little stupid thing, and it goes like this.
Oh yeah, Russian twists.
The twists. Thank you. And I hate these things with a passion. I don't know why Russia invents such stupid things. Maybe it's being like in the winter the whole time, but whoever thought that this would be like a great little thing to do, moving side to side. No. No. That's why I think I would prefer to go exercise in France. You never hear of France coming up with some crazy ass shit. Actually, the French have invented some really cool stuff. French fries. I know they're American, but go with me here. French fries were pretty good. They did the French kiss, and yeah, that thing was amazing, right? Who doesn't like the French kiss? And what do they follow up the French kiss with? French doors. Come on, France. That's a little bit too much, don't you think? There's already a door there. Why you want 2 doors? It's a little too much there. And I thought of that when I was working construction, and we had to like unload about 25 of those suckers to a apartment complex once. And I feel sorry for all those guys working in high-ridge construction with me. High-ridge construction guys, if you're out there watching, which I doubt you're probably at the bars, they had to put up with me talking kind of like this, and like a Chinese guy. And I don't know why you make a French door. You make a French fry, you make a French kiss. Yeah, French door. No. I was doing that for all day long just to pass the time. And yep, you can see why I only stood there for 6 months. Like, all right, Bob, get out of here. No, I'm just kidding. All right, so guys, my last bit of comedy, if you will, would be to talk about the love of my life, the thing that keeps me going, the thing that I try to be better for every day is my daughter, my beautiful daughter. And thank God I've had her. She was unplanned, but she is the best thing that's ever happened to me. Yeah, she's a great kid, very smart. And the thing is, like at Christmas time, I got her a BB gun. She wanted a BB gun, but the little brat got me a sweater with a target on it. And, you know, very smart kid, very smart kid. That reminds me of my wife. My wife, I caught my wife, came home and caught her with the mailman. She told me not to tell the milkman. And yeah, so we'll leave you with a, my last joke is in Spanish. I hope I don't kill it. Okay, so it's kind of raunchy. So if you guys don't like that kind of stuff, shouldn't be here. I'm just kidding. Hay un vato hablando con su amigo y le dice, hey amigo, ¿por qué tienes todo este dinero? Why do you have all this money? ¿Por qué tienes todo este dinero? A ver, dígame. Y el amigo le dice, pues, mira, te voy a decir cómo, pero la vas a tener que hacer exacto, como te digo, y te va a dar dinero. Y luego, ok, bueno, a las 12 en la tarde vas a ir al cementerio y cuando llegas allí vas a tirar tu boleta, the wallet, en el piso y luego vas a gritar, diablo, dame el dinero. Y te va a parecer un diablo atrás de usted. Y vas a tener que quitar tus pantalones y bajarlos y agacharte. Y el amigo le mira y dice, ¿neta? Tenemos que hacer todo eso. ¿Quieres el dinero? Sí, pues hágalo. Ok, so pasa la noche y a las 12 va el vato al cementerio, le tira su wallet en el piso y le dice, diablo, dame el dinero. Se quita los pantalones y se agacha y pues sí, ahí amaneció un diablo atrás de él. Bueno, el diablo le empezó a acosar al vato y pasando un tiempo se fue el diablo, pero ahí amaneció unos billetes de dinero. El vato lo agarró y está todo enojado, se puso para atrás los pantalones y se fue a la casa de su amigo y tocó la puerta muy enojado y dice, sale la esposa de él y le dice, ¿dónde está mi amigo? Le quiero preguntar algo. Y luego la señora de él dice, no sé, pero a las 12 se fue desvistado como un diablo. So if you didn't understand Spanish, you guys should. It's El Paso. I'm just kidding. Love you guys and stay positive. You know, try to do anything you can to spread some cheer. Like my board says up here, it takes more muscles to frown than it does to smile. I don't know if that's true, but it's up there. So,
hey man, thanks. Make some noise. Hey, Bob Sands, everyone, joining us all the way from Northeast El Paso. Thanks for joining us today.
Thank you guys.
Yeah, you can clap it up, make some noise. Hell yeah, there you go. All right. Oh, okay. I'm excited. That's cool. We don't get too much comedy here, but got a little bit of a mini feature, and that's dope because we did get a lot of people here to support and listen in. So glad to have you, as always. And let's kind of go into it because we got some peeps here, and they're all going to be awesome. Next up, we got the poet Khan Ross Faya in the house. The poet Khan. How are you? Let's unmute you, first of all. But welcome. Is that a stairwell right there?
I'm at the park with the babies.
All right, cool.
It's my time. So I got my computer out here. We're making it work.
Make it work.
Thank y'all for being a part. And this is fairly new SHIT. This is called Hypocrisy and Irony. Irony, the expression of one's meaning, normally meaning the opposite. Ironically enough, the powers of the world obtain their tremendous economic influence off of the Blacks off of the backs of indentured servants. Immigrants pressing a forced plan to the four corners of this land, hand-picked cotton until the bulbs were bloody red, tilled ferociously, just to watch my opportunity plummet permanently, prematurely. Arrived on a new land, precariously, constructed structures still standing, just to be deemed demanding when asked to convey a convoy to wealth and ownership. Sink that ship effective immediately, successfully irredeemable. No remains of your past existence's excellence to resurface. The evil ones use guns in the name of protection. A system perfectly flawed for the outlaw. We might as well be plebeian, predestined to willingly die, relinquish the ego, and just be prized for the lie. Why? Promptly manipulate this mandate in order to liberate my culture and let my mind thrive so that I can survive this mediocrity. Please, please customize a strategy for a fair chance at ownership for me. Hypocrisy. Claiming to have moral standards or beliefs to which one's actions contradict. Machismo, macho, to die in the place of a woman, to die in the place of women and children. Native Americans, victims to a tyrannical plan, natives of an indigenous land raped by the Spaniards and now speak Spanish as Mexicans. Pretentious. Proprietors purchase properties per poaching, prominently provoking peaceless plunder. Peerless pedigrees protesting for possibilities. Peerless pedigrees protesting for possibilities of prolonged prosperity. Pebbles for the Pacific. Posing phony philanthropy. Parading proud prejudice. Pungent pejoration. Plowed plots piously. Planted a plethora of pliable plenitudes post a pilgrimage per your pessimistic perception, practicing patterns of depatronized patronism, paralyzing promising prosperity permanently, persistently peddling peculiar pasteurization, provoking peaceless protests. Pogrom, pro-life protesters promoting poverty-paved pastures post-pregnancy. Paternal protection perceived perverse. Predestined penitentiary premonitions. Predestined penitentiary premonitions. Pending perceivable purpose. People propel past pardonable positions. Pending perceivable purpose, people propel past pardonable positions. Plot pursued purposefully, plotted pluralism punctually, just to get plucked by the system abruptly. Systematically, the victor is victimized. A plot demonically iconic. Isn't it ironic? Thank y'all.
Yo, snap it up. Love it. I love it. You were going at it. we ponder and profess the particular possibility that perhaps this poetry or prose will be profound. Perhaps
this poetry will be profound, predestined. Thank you. Hell yeah, man. Thank y'all.
Yeah, that's right.
Ear and your emotion.
It's all you. Thank you so much. And you know that whole stairwell thing gives it some beautiful like acoustics.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's like some depth to it.
This might be the spot from now on. That might work out.
Yeah, that was really cool. Yeah, and the kids are all playing and stuff. So you do your thing. I dig it. I dig it as always. And you know, you're gonna help me out one of these days. I can do a little co-hosting, or you take over for my hosting duties, so I can just sit back and let you host one of these days. You'd be down?
I have been trying. Put me on.
All right.
No,
All right.
I would love to help you. It would be a pleasure.
All right, we will continue this conversation and make that happen. We got some cool things going on in October, and one of those is that we're going to get you to be a guest host, and then I'll step back and just perform for once and help you too with the room. But sweet, Khan Ras, your social media stuff. Want to promote that really quick?
Yep. I am a part of a group called Complex Mirrors Poetry Series, and we put together.
Oh shoot!
Ain't that always the way?
Yeah, online stuff. It happens. It's cool. We'll get that info in the chat. I mean, so dang, the internet froze up a little bit on you. Yeah, just a little bit, Erica. There you go.
Is the internet okay?
Oh damn!
And I'll put my
type it out in the chat, and then we'll distribute it accordingly. I think it's, oh man, yeah, the Wi-Fi started being a little weird. You know what? I'm really glad that this did not happen during your poems though. And then I think there's a lot to be said about that. So we're gonna have that. It's gonna be on YouTube if you want to go back later and watch Erica's performance or poet Khan's performance. I know it happens. So Khan, go ahead and type in your info in the chat, and then we'll share it. Okay. So let's go ahead and move on, because we got plenty of peeps still to share their thing. In fact, joining us from Maine, we have El Generalissimo, Brian Franco. He's been coming through doing his thing. Let's see, how are you doing today?
Well, I'm doing fine, Don Marufo.
Good. Yeah, that's right. Good to have you.
Yeah, he's my mafia Don. I'm just.
All right.
I'm not gonna kiss your ring though. I'm sorry. I just want to say, Poet Khan, you owe me for a thumb and middle finger transplant, because I was snapping so much. They're gonna have to be replaced.
I'm gonna have to mail you a thumb and finger.
And also, let me just tell you, I have never heard an alliteration that long, or even close to that long, that was one true continuous thought without a bunch of jibber jabber. And there was no jibber jabber in that alliteration. It was like one beautiful continuous thought. Oh my God, was that gorgeous?
Thank you so much. Thank you
Okay,
so much.
I just had to tell you that because it was just spectacular. Okay, so since Mr. Ritchie was doing some jazz poetry, I thought I'd start off with one called Love Song. It's a little guy. Love Song, a long, subdued blast of a trumpet, the gentle humming strum of an upright bass, the warbled sound of a saxophone making its presence known, fingers running across a piano keyboard impersonating a tap dancer, lightly tap dancing across 88 upside down steel drums. A vocalist singing a song calm and clean, Sarah never wavering an octave, Ella not scatting, Billy not wailing or crying, just singing her song straight and smooth, a song that is a love song, a song about a love that is pure and incorruptible, a song that imitates a single tear, falling smoothly down a cheek, its salty residue landing on the edge of a joyous smile. Gracias, everyone. And since we're on that subject, I'm going to do my Eartha Kitt poem, which is called All About Eartha. I hope you like Eartha Kitt or know about her, because she was one hell of a human being. Eartha Kitt, you should have been a Bond girl. Oh, Eartha, you should have been a Bond girl. You could have been a Bond girl, Ms. Kitt, except you would have been a Bond woman. You had a #1 hit with Santa Baby. Christmas was suddenly sexy and a little naughty. Then you made St. Louis Blues. What a movie. You stole the whole show. You stole the show from Nat King Cole. You stole the show from Cab Calloway, from Ella Fitzgerald, from Pearl Bailey, and even from Mahalia Jackson. You were ingenue, muse, and femme fatale in one fell swoop. You wore a silk blouse and A-line skirt better than any white woman ever had. White men all across America called their governors and congressmen asking why it was illegal to marry Black women. Eartha Kitt was it, and it was all about Eartha. And you became a Catwoman, the last of 3 after Julian Lee. You redefined the role and stole the show. You were the only one who purred in real life. Then you had lunch with Lady Bird and asked her why her hubby was sending all those Black boys to Vietnam to be shot and maimed. You made the First Lady cry. Not too appropriate, but you were not a lady who lunched. You were a diva songstress with a mind of her own who could make a song her own like nobody else. In 1997, I saw you perform in a Boston jazz club. At 70, your legs were Tina Turner perfect. You lay across the piano in classic cabaret style. You sang in 4 languages. Even if they weren't, every man in the room became multilingual. And you purred. You purred like a stray kitten. You purred like a lioness. You purred like a tigress. You purred like a jaguar that knew she didn't have to pounce her prey. That night, you looked straight into my eyes and sang a song to just me. Okay, I know you didn't actually do that, but I was in the same room with Eartha Kitt. And you know what else? I was in the same room with Eartha Kitt. I was in the same room with Eartha Kitt. Thank you, everyone.
Yeah. And Elissimo, yes, y'all. So really quick. I don't know if you have any social media yet, but you can tell us about the piece behind you. I think it's always fascinating to ask about them.
Okay, well, this was a menorah that I designed on AutoCAD. It was cut on a big machine about the size of a 1-car garage called a water jet cutter. It's made out of 3/4-inch aluminum. It is powder coated, and all the holes had to be specifically machined on by computer and everything. It was building these menorahs was a very extensive, expensive process that didn't end up making me any money, but they are beautiful and I'm proud of them. So I had these professional photographs done when I was trying to sell them, and professional photographs of artwork, very expensive to get done, but it is worth it sometimes. Anyway, so that's what it is. And it's my menorahs are bigger than most menorahs. So
that's a line right there. I don't know if you have that in any of your pieces. My menorahs are bigger than most menorahs.
Well, I just don't think that they can be sized down for mass production.
Got you.
Anyways,
that makes it special. Yeah.
Thank you very much, and I appreciate this beautiful community that you're building, Richie. It's really a lovely, wonderful reading that has a great personality all its own.
Wow, really appreciate that. That's some good spirit energy. I need that sometimes. So thank you, Brian. And it's nothing without all of us, from everyone who's participating, who's just listening in, to people on YouTube listening, watching, at some, either live.
Everyone from everywhere. That's the key with the Zoom stuff.
Yeah, you're joining us from Maine, where it's like 2 hours ahead from us. So I know it's a little later. So thank you for staying up. Right. So if you don't know, if you're like tuning in, it's like, what's with all the snapping? That's something like we kind of do in poetry circles. Goes all the way kind of back to poetry readings, poetry slams in particular. Like people snap to say I dig it. Although in some circles, some smaller circles, sometimes that means hurry up. And I know because you can find out the hard way. Anyway, yeah, good to have everyone tuning in. We have our next performer is joining us from Denver. And from my understanding, it's going to be somewhat of a collaborative performance. So we have Michael Sindler, who's going to share a screen, and we're going to have a special reading from our friend Lee. Is that correct? Are we doing this? All right.
Yes,
let's do it.
I'm coming from just an hour in your future, and I'm going to throw something up here on the screen. And then, yes, Lee has been kind enough to say she will recite this for me because she will do it 1,000 times better than I ever could. So here she is. And is that coming up?
We see the screen.
Okay, that's all I need. Okay, so are we seeing it?
Yes, I see it. Thumbs up.
Okay, so take it away, Lee. Have you got Lee me? There she is. There she goes.
All right. Can you hear me there? No, look at me.
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah. You're good. You're good now. We can hear you. Or briefly, we were able to. It's cool. Yo, this happens during the online stuff. We're figuring it out. We're doing it live.
Keep talking. We'll get you through it.
We're here. We're a support beam. We'll talk it through. It worked for like 5 seconds.
Yeah, you did something and it worked. So try and mute yourself again.
Let's try that.
Can you hear me there?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yay! Perfect. Okay, so I had to change the settings. Sorry about that. I have, as you all know, my computer is all messed up. So of course I have another one. So this one, and I'll be reading it for the image that you see right now. And the poem is called Escuelita Pachuca by Michael Sindler. I'm Escuelita Pachuca, parading on the boulevard, clack, click, clack, chica flaca, also skinny. No skin at all, bones alone remain, and yet my fragile imagen is feminine beneath my saffron petal pattern olive green hued cotton frock. You think you can school me? I can teach you a trick or two. The sweep and swell of my ilium and ischium fan out, the roundness of my breast survive as enshrouded memories. In reality, my bra is stuffed with straw, but what of it? What was mine remains. See, the espejismo of the mounds still contain the power to arouse. No need for text or tests my taut figure out what comes next. Sin musculatura, just skeletal, allure poised to flirt, one hand on outthrust hip, the other poised with faint timidez. Cover the hollow where the dope wing furrow hillock at pelvic base once puffed beneath a carpet of wild black vines. Hope still whistles through hollows, a lesson in longing. Oh, how this tarsal and metatarsal bits nearly fit into spiky heels of blood flow. Red cuero shiny. Skin over ivory toes that shatter as they dance and strut. The cheeks of my skull smudged with rose, set off from the turquoise tone of my face and frame, a long flor, la rosa, a florid affectación poking from a hole where once an ear protruded. This moreno wig bonito adorns my cranium like a dirty wave rising, swelling, and breaking across an abandoned beach. A canary jello sash bisects my body at the waist, neatly tied. With a simple bow, that sacks into a shallow bee with fluttering tails trailing under my downturned hand, hinting at the sacred cardinal cave that once resided at the sacrum. Even without flesh, I am more than a simple schoolgirl. I am fully woman, peligrosa con espíritu, fértil abrumador. My steps concuss and echo the beautiful beat of la recámara y el barrio, la estudiante, la profesora amante, delicioso. I'm Escuelita Pachuca.
Oh, thank you so much.
Oh.
Like I say, it is so much better than I could ever do. Thank you. Oh, that was great. The reading, I mean, I can't say anything for the point, but
That was awesome. Yeah, absolutely. That was a cool team up. That worked.
And the writing was absolutely great. Like I was telling him, it sounds like Dia de los Muertos. It has that vibe.
There you go. That's great. We should do like one where like we all swap poems and like read each other's poems. That'd be kind of interesting.
yeah, it's interesting thing about that. There's a great museum here, Museo de las Americas, here in Denver, and they actually do a lot of things going on with the Lighthouse Writers Group, Writers Center, and actually there's a couple things coming up. But yeah, we went into the museum and had this great show of Pachuco artists, and just, oh man, just amazing work. And so that's what inspired it. Yeah.
Awesome. Michael, any more shout outs or anything you'd like to plug?
Actually, just that. I'm just going to put up the link to the Lighthouse Writers Center, because they do have 2 events coming up right now that are virtual events where you basically are going to the museo, and there's one of the instructors from Lighthouse that'll be facilitating it and do some generative writing. So I'll just put that up there.
Awesome. Cool. And we'll make sure to share that on the live chat as well on YouTube.
Yeah. Okay. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Mike. Denver. And actually El Paso is in mountain time. So we're lined up. El Paso's like, again, the rest of Texas. And then like you got El Paso there kind of joining the rest of the time zones. So actually, now I think about it, when we promote in Texas, I should mention that too, because people are like 8 o'clock and for them it's a different time. It worked out. Yeah. And the cool part is we're going to hear more from Lee a little bit later. A couple more performers. I was freaking out though to hear about the whole laptop situation. We'll go over it when it's your turn. Okay, cool. We're going to keep going. I want to give a shout out to people who are in the live chat with us. If you guys are watching, I see you guys. We have Raised Up Ice there again. He was here last week to perform. You're always welcome to perform if you want to. All right, Ice. Amanda. Oh, I haven't seen Amanda in forever. I see her in the chat. Gamble Music. Yo, Gamble, if you guys don't know, like, so this event's been around for over a decade now, but some of our strongest years, Gamble held it down in the DJ booth. And more than that, you know, he created an atmosphere that people can vibe out to. So shout out to Gamble. He's the homie, and we drummed together as well. Echoes in the Park. That guy's I miss you, man. What else? Oh, Jorge. Shout out to Jorge Gomez, fellow colleague, teacher at EPCC. We do a podcast together, literary. You should check it out. Shout out to Nika. Is that State of? I see State of, and I think that's Nika, who helped out for a little while with some BWOMS stuff. So yeah, shout out to everyone. If I missed you, I'm sorry. I'm gonna try and go back, but yeah, let's keep going. Amanda, I see you in the live chat, but you gotta sign up to read your poetry. Hey, whenever you're ready, okay? No pressure. Whenever you're ready, message me if you need the link. All right, we're gonna keep going though. From joining us from Los Angeles, we have Mr. Tesosomok. Let's see. Let's get you on. Desosomok, how are you doing today? Oh, we gotta unmute you.
Yeah, I'm unmuted now. Can you hear me?
We can hear you. Oh yeah.
All right. Got a super spotlight. Oh, I froze.
Oh, frozen in time.
Frozen. Can you hear me?
We can definitely hear you.
Let's see something. I think Lee cursed me.
No.
Yeah. Can you come back to me? I'm gonna have to quit the Zoom and restart it. Something went wrong with my camera.
Okay. Yeah. Maybe we'll go to the next poet and then see if we can
Go
get
to
you
the
on
next
next.
one and then Lee myself.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. We'll try that out. As you know, that just happens sometimes. Technology falters, but the human spirit doesn't. We will persist. We will persevere if you want to. Okay. So it's up to us to do that. Okay. So let's go ahead and we'll get Mr. Tesosomok up a little later. We're collaborating on a really cool event in October, and I want to tell you guys more about it, but we'll do it after he performs. So yeah, all right then. So just keep going. We're gonna go with the flow. You know what I'm saying? So we have our good friend Kit, and Generalissimo Franco came so close to doing a tribute to Kit poem, but it's Kit Ren. He's our 100% attendee and an MVP in many ways. Let's go ahead and make some noise and welcome Kit to the stage. Kit, good to have you.
Woo! Oh boy, that was perfect timing. I just got back from the restroom. I'm sorry. I saw it was next, so I had to. Okay, well, we're off to a thrilling start here. By which I mean the other performers who have also been great. Okay, I'm a little bit harried. I'm sorry. I had no idea what I was going to read when I started today. But I think I picked some things from the vault, if you will. That'll be all right, I guess. All right. Quit the neurotic bullshit, kid. Just read it. A friend once told me that she was exchanging stories about me with another friend when they started making out. It is nice to know that I can bring people together. But which stories? Was it me screaming at a trust fund anarchist in her defense? Was it him convincing people at a party that I could levitate? I need more editorial control of the stories about me. They are a stand-in for me, and I cannot tolerate a corruption in the carbon. A new false Kit would arise. I am a man of integrity. I would be as quick to censor the lionizing as the malicious. I just want the truth to reign. I wouldn't want you to kiss the wrong person for the wrong reason. Not even if it was me. All right, and another kind of short one. My mother wants to share in the pride of our neighbor, but feels compelled to make small amendments. It's a fine tree, she says, but it's not a mesquite. Mesquites don't flower. And do you see these thorns? Your excellent mesquite is an even better acacia. It occurs to me that this is that thing that I am asked to produce on demand like a photo ID. A practical use for poetry, to correct affections without changing their vectors. Our love, like a contract, must be drawn with care and in terms as specific as possible. I am proud to call this the family business, an ancient, noble, and essential trade to mark the place of the thorns and buds, to map the trails of the wandering shadows, and to match prisms to their suited lights. Okay, now I'm in a bit of a rhythm. Now I'm feeling better. That's good. This one is really old. I don't think I've read this yet in the YouTube epoch. So no time like the present. This has a title. It's called Mission Statement. I am the hammer behind your chisel. I am the rock supporting your thinker. I am the voice a little after the onset of panic that says, it's fine, the oven's off, you remember. I am the fifth friend who breaks ties on where to eat. I am the top A to the man behind the man behind the man. I am a well-timed text that you can pretend is an emergency and cut this regrettable Tinder date short. I am the stagehand toting the foil that you forgot. Just take it. Don't look behind you. If you see me, I've made a mistake. Prufrock laments in his famous poem, that he wasn't a pair of ragged claws scuttling the ocean floor. But what about those of us who actually are? Some of us like it. The noble, humble crustacean Americans that prop you up on our spindled, unsuited legs and ask specifically for nothing. All right, and the last of mine before the cover poem, going to once again plug our friends at Chismosa Press, who are still accepting entries for their next online publication. I was blessed enough to be in volume 2, which was released winter of last year. This one's called Research and Fact Checking, not after Kim Adonzio. I turn in my thoughts to the young woman in North Carolina who got someone else's words tattooed on her forearm. No sin in a vacuum. In fact, a commonplace occurrence, but she claimed the words as her own. When she came across a certain poem, she really liked the phrase, something about spitting teeth into a sink. She took to it. She thought it was a metaphor. But it became a metaphor in her submission and under her skin. But like a toy collector, she kept it in its original packaging, which made it easy for the presumably veneered original poet to note and prosecute the theft. Now, in the interest of full disclosure, I too have had a recent incident involving the literal spitting of a broken tooth into a functioning but not pristine sink. But that was my own fault. The cresting of a new century of bad habits. So it doesn't have the emotional resonance I need for it to be useful imagery. I'm sure you agree. I do have some brotherly advice for the young woman from North Carolina. If you must steal, if you cannot refrain from it, choose something more useful than trauma to take. Take a bicycle. I don't know. Take something you can enjoy. You can go to the Target, to the large canisters of jelly beans. Proprietary, impossibly literal flavors. Dr. Pepper jelly beans. Recursive sins dreamed by the candy floss devil. Slowly trigger the release lever. Let between 8 and 12 lumps of sugar fall noiselessly into your hand and shove them down your gullet like the contraband they technically are. Repeat as needed. I go to the Target now and see the jelly beans in there. Unsatisfactory plastic packaging of, at an eyeball guess, about 2.5 servings. And I know that I have made a difference in the world. But I had to leave that life behind me. I reached a breaking point and then a broken point, and then the swell in my heart from my bite-sized theft migrated to my gums. I'm sorry for making this about myself, young woman from North Carolina. And I want you to please believe me when I say that I mean no harm. I am not here to quote tweet you dismissively for street cred, to push down on the social media Skinner box for my treat. But if you are really intent on spitting teeth, and if you now share everyone's distrust of you around metaphor, follow the path I have paved. We'll have you in the big chair soon enough, under the eyes of a paternal and forgiving dentist, scraping the rot off the way that prayer is supposed to. And now y'all know something about me. You know that I'm against plagiarism and for shoplifting. Where's the poem? There it is. Okay, one more time. All right, and tonight's cover poem is by Joy Harjo, and it's called "A Map to the Next World."
Oh yeah.
For Desiree Chiarachi. In the last days of the fourth world, I wish to make a map for those who would climb through the hole in the sky. My only tools were the desires of humans as they emerged from the killing fields, from the bedrooms and the kitchens. For the soul is a wanderer with many hands and feet. The map must be of sand and can't be read by ordinary light. It must carry fire to the next tribal town for renewal of spirit. In the legend are instructions on the language of the land. How it was, we forgot to acknowledge the gift, as if we were not in it or of it. Take note of the proliferation of supermarkets and malls, the altars of money. They best describe the detour from grace. Keep track of the errors of our forgetfulness. The fog steals our children while we sleep. Flowers of rage spring up into depression. Monsters are born there of nuclear anger. Trees of ashes wave goodbye to goodbye, and the map appears to disappear. We no longer know the names of the birds here, how to speak to them by their personal names. Once we knew everything in this lush promise. What I am telling you is real and is printed in a warning on the map. Our forgetfulness stalks us, walks the earth behind us, leaving a trail of paper diapers, needles, and wasted blood. An imperfect map will have to do, little one. The place of entry is the sea of your mother's blood. Your father's small death as he longs to know himself in another. There is no exit. The map can be interpreted through the wall of the intestine, a spiral on the road of knowledge. You will travel through the membrane of death, smell cooking from the encampment where our relatives make a feast of fresh deer meat and corn soup in the Milky Way. They have never left us. We abandoned them for science. And when you take your next breath, as we enter the fifth world, there will be no X, no guidebook with words you can carry. You will have to navigate by your mother's voice. Renew the song she is singing. Fresh courage glimmers from planets and lights the map printed with the blood of history. A map you will have to know by your intention, by the language of suns. When you emerge, note the tracks of the monster slayers where they entered the cities of artificial light and killed what was killing us. You will see red cliffs. They are the heart, contain the ladder. A white deer will greet you when the last human climbs from the destruction. Remember the hole of shame marking the act of abandoning our tribal grounds. We were never perfect. Yet, the journey we make together is perfect on this earth who was once a star and made the same mistakes as humans. We might make them again, she said. Crucial to finding the way is this: there is no beginning or end. You must make your own map.
That is a great last line. Joya Harjo. Oh man. She, the first Native American poet laureate. If you guys didn't know, she's an amazing poet. Definitely check her out. She's one of my first influences because she also gets down with the saxophone when she does her stuff. An amazing writer, as you just heard from Kit. And one of my previous prompts was also based off of one of her poems. Kit, so before we take off, man, promote your stuff.
All right, let's see what we got. IG at Kit Renaway. You can look up my name on Goodreads, where I post book reviews of things as I finish them. Twitter at Kit Talk Sports, where I talk a lot of nonsense and shit about sporting events, which is one of the last places of pure unalloyed joy that I can find sometimes. And Ko-fi.com/KitRen is where I put a bunch of essays. Once again, we're sticking with the sports theme, do a lot of long form stuff about professional football and spotlighting individual games and its history and finding some weird little, what do you call it? I've lost all my words, shit. Finding weird little treasure troves just from tracing out what went into a certain game. Facebook.com. I'm on Facebook just like everyone is in someone else's dystopia. And the Not Evil Sun Cult, you search for that on Facebook and you'll find a bunch of funny jokes in all caps. And I think that's it.
That was very thorough. Dig it. Yeah, man. I like your sports Twitter, man. It's hilarious. And the Not Even Sun Cult. I've been making an unofficial playlist. Whenever I drive, I'm like, that's a good song for the Sun Cult. I'm gonna add it, and then I'll eventually share it. So we should probably crowdsource that. Now that I think about it, like, all right, submit your songs to the Not Evil Sun Cult playlist, and we will play it in honor of the sun. All right. Thank you, Kit. Love you, man. And of course, if you guys are watching on YouTube and you see, usually in past videos, he goes and adds the timestamps of all the performers. And that's really helpful if you guys are trying to navigate through our channels right now. Okay, so we're going to try again. Thank you, Kit. We're going to go and try one more time. Mr. Tisosomok in the house. Good to have you back. Hopefully a stronger Wi-Fi signal. Let's get you on here. Welcome again.
All right, thanks. You guys can hear me well? All right. So I'm going to start out with this piece called Mr. B and Me. On the long road trips, his head thrusted out through the passenger side of the 70A VW van. Mr. B. I called him short for Bosco. He was chocolatey, long and slinky like the syrup. He kept the vigil eye on those roads that often led to nowhere or somewhere. Perhaps he knew on the long road that the arduous task of threading through the simplicities, complexities of life, or the stretches of sanity and insanity that lead us to those roads, and the calling of those souls that distract from the searing, antifreeze smelling roads that point in the direction of our heart's yearning. I remember that hot summer driving cross country from Ohio to LA, the sun weakening the traction on the road, Mr. B's tongue hanging out and drooling on the front seat, his wagging tail, and I having some imaginary discussion about life and the choices leading to life. He seemed always in agreement about where we were heading, LA, Sacramento, and Nevada. Somewhere along those road trips, he made a choice, or the choice was made for him. He, with his obsidian eyes, almost telling me when the intellect is overwhelmed, he turned to the animal within us to point the way through hell. That day when I drove him through the Calabasas hills, it was I who was leading him through the sheer hell of his metastasized stomach. Now, when I think of the long roads that lead into change, it's important to turn inward and look for Mr. B's footprints. I'm going to do another small piece. Let's see if I can find it quickly. Okay, this piece is titled Dead Possum Poetry. It's midnight. The concrete road ahead unfolds to 300 feet of dispersed light. The smell of skunk disgusts, but it settles on the back of the throat. There's pleasure in skunk because we are deprived of skunk. It smells of humid dead grass, sweet wood grass. The mind drifts to pepper trees with muffled leaves, the eucalyptus bare to the ground. Boredom, and this road tires. Drifting towards better tales, richer memories, and other roads travel. Do you remember Pine Creek Pass and the 40-mile hike at 12,000 feet where we almost passed out trying to go over Italy Pass? How about Dingleberry Lake where the mosquitoes almost ate us alive in the middle of July when we had no idea it was hatching time and they were hungry? We are talking, we are making bets to see if we can hit the possum ahead. I am fixed my sight. I swerve to avoid the possum with eyes lit up. This drive is forgetful. The night is forgetful. And I much rather have it that way.
Yeah, I
Okay.
love that one.
And then I have one last piece, and I'm hoping my buddy Akshay will join us. If he can give me a signal that he's listening, and then I'll switch over to my virtual background to do the enhanced performance. There we go. Wanton entanglement. Where did we get that equation from? Nowhere. It's not possible to derive it from anything you know. It came out of the mind of Schrodinger, Richard Feynman. Let us consider the reckless disregard for wanton, physical phenomena that occurs when agents or groups are generated, interact, or share spatial proximity in a way that groups can't be described independently of the same state of the other or the other state, including when these groups are separated by large distances. Entanglement is at the heart of the disparity between the classes. Classical, historical, or essentialist entanglement is a primary feature of subordination of one class at the expense of the other. The full spectrum measurement of physical properties, intersectional positionality, trans-social mobility across economic classes, the index of refracted polarized melanin. In some cases, this entanglement is homogeneous. Other times it is heterogeneous and anarchic, generating social symbolic surpluses. In some cases, entangled groups harmonize in a zero-sum game. Other times, entangled groups may generate seemingly paradoxical effects. The claimant property of a group results in an irreversible collapse of the other group's, changing its perceived social intersectional positionality ipso facto. Such a measurement will change the entanglement of the whole social order. You see, the full spectrum measured behavior on March 13 at 12:40 a.m. The wrong coordinates were hit and the entangled subject had been in custody. You see the mal measurement, which included a picture of the door the birthday, and the social security number as targeted by the Louisville police on the notion that entangled parties had exchanged packages at said address. You see, the coordinates were clearly assigned, so don't believe the entangled discourse that they were there by mistake. Attorneys allege that police converged on Glover's house on Elliott Avenue around midnight, well before police enter wanton entanglement. Glover's arrest citation lists the time of his offense at 12:40 a.m., the same time the other search warrant was executed. But Glover's arrest was listed at 12:43 a.m., March 13, more than 2 hours later. Einstein and others consider such behavior to be impossible, as it violated the local realism view of causality. Einstein referring to it as, quote, spooky action at a distance, unquote, and argued that the accepted formulation of justice must therefore be incomplete.
Yeah. Man, that was so dope.
How was that?
That was so cool. I love it.
So this is a play, obviously, on the notion of quantum entanglement. And then, you know, the whole idea that the only thing they could come up was wanton endangerment, which means haphazardly or negligent or unplanned, which is nothing to the real facts that everything was planned down to the second, right? And so it is unfortunate that these folks are unwilling to accept the existential reality that they live in.
Damn, the existential reality that we live in. Man, amazing. And you've been doing some really, really cool things on social media with your videos and your haikus. How can people who are just maybe hearing you for the first time, how can they follow and support your work?
Sure, they can on Instagram. I'm at Gashes2019, the numeral 2019. I'll put it on the chat. And on Facebook, it's Gashes2019 also. And that's my latest book, so people can pick it up on Amazon if they want to support me. That's probably the best way. And then, you know, we'll keep working the poetry.
Yeah. And very last thing, we're planning a really awesome show for October 12th, Monday night, and it's going to be a special edition. Can you tell us more about it? Give a little bit of a preview. Sure.
We have we talk about I think I wrote some copy for Richie, and I don't know if he's accepted it, but it's kind of like, how do we decolonize poetry? And I think we do that by bringing voices that are uninterpreted and unmediated voices. So we're bringing Yolanda Matia Garcias, who is a Nahuatl poetess from the state of Guerrero. She will present in Nahuatl and Spanish, and I will translate her pieces. And then also our friend Tyrone Thompson from the Nez Perce, who will join us hopefully if everything goes well. And we'll have two amazing features, and then obviously everyone else is encouraged to decolonize their poetry. And I think I wrote up a little bit of the definition of what do we mean by decolonizing. And so basically it's a very well circulated definition, and I really like it. And I think we'll run it through the copy machine and see if everything lines up. But I think it'll be an amazing show. I mean, I think for Indigenous Day, we should, start to have that dialogue and accept, what is it, Richie, our existential reality?
Yeah, exactly.
Thank you, everybody.
Cool. Thank you, Mr. Tesosomok. Yeah, it's been cool to have you as a regular, everyone, even if it's your first time, we hope you become a regular. Or if you're watching us right now, don't be shy. Join us Monday nights. Come on through. It's a cool time. We just chill, hang out, share some of the works. Or you could just join us in the Zoom chat just to listen and be part of like that Zoom chat. Like if you're on YouTube right now, there's a whole Zoom chat that you can't see. Be part of that, you know. We'll get you in here. So yes, that was so cool. Yeah, October 12th, Indigenous Peoples Day. We're gonna do that really cool event and feature these poets. Sign up's gonna come up soon. Again, decolonize poetry. I think it's gonna be a fun event. We're gonna invite special guests, and moving forward, we're gonna try and do this at least once or twice a month, like a special event. Maybe have a feature, but we'll talk about that more moving forward. And I want to make sure that we include the best, the right people, because we're forming a nice community, and we're gonna keep building from that. So thank you so much. Cool. All right, and now you heard from them a little earlier. And I was freaking out this week. I had heard about some computer issues and the possible loss of some stuff that's written. And if you've ever been a creator, an artist, that's like one of the scariest things. Like, oh no, did I just lose that notebook that I've been writing stuff in? So I was feeling it this week, with you. I'm like, good, I hope it works out. So we have Lee MS back, one of our awesome regulars. How are you doing today? Welcome. What happened with that?
So for those who didn't know or don't follow me on Instagram, my computer's video card pretty much fried up, which is funny because all I use in there is Outlook and Word. So the video card is completely gone, and I cannot turn on the screen because it's just white, meaning that I cannot see what I have saved. And take this as a reminder to back up all of your writing and all of your art and everything on a cloud. Please, Dropbox or OneDrive, anything, just do it, because I didn't do it. And hopefully I can recuperate it by tomorrow, because I'm going with the IT people to help me. But yeah, that's a reminder. So today I have something old, something new, and something borrowed as well. And I'm always blue, so we got everything in there. So first I'm gonna start with the something old one. This one is in English and Spanish, and this is called Chronicles of an Exorcism, or Bitácora de un Exorcismo. This body is not a temple, but a haunted house covered with traces of past tragedies. 2002, the burning marks of your hands between the tenderness of my thighs, the wails of the legends we have heard since children building in the back of my throat as a red inferno colors my skin. 2003, I conjured your attention not knowing what was behind the gates. To this date, I can feel my skin crawling at the memory of your fingertips, marring the way I saw myself. Who is that face I see on the mirror? I have distanced myself from the past, hoping to call these goals just a figment of my imagination. 2004, claw marks on my back left behind by the apparition. He sneaked his paws under my skirt and left a mark that stung until I was alone. I would never walk alone again, not at night, not at day. There was nowhere safe. The words that followed hurt more than the memory of fire. 2005, your lips are mine, my lips are yours. We were bound by obsessions and reluctance to acknowledge our debts. No unfinished business, no afterlife to go. I should have noticed the carcass of us we dragged through the years, but I say this in retrospect as I can now finally see you for what you were. 2007, another set of claws wrap around my throat. I gasp for air and look at the fog melting from the windows as my eyes submerge. I could have run, but I followed and I drowned. 2009, slender fingers burning again between my thighs, arms now pinned against the wall by an angry fiend. I choke back the ghost of a whimper as the demon loosens its grip and I run. 2010, face against the sharpness of pillows, I must have left this body again. The sleep paralysis demon straddles me and I muffle my voice into the sharpness. 2011, I tried to exorcise these demons. I lay in bed, sick to the core. The demon slips in my sleep until its insides twist and turn with glee and leaps. I vent in front of the bathroom sink, lights out, house empty, and let my insides burn the corners of my lips. 2011, I returned to the house seeking answers. I found turmoil in silence, the unquiet voice within my head begging for me to leave. I learned to listen to my gut right after. I left for the last time, but the ghosts and demons followed through for a while until they got bored and left me with echoes of what was, who I was. Nightmares awakening me from the deepest of sleeps in cold sweats. 2020, I have burned the house down to ashes, and with it, the bodies of all my torments. A girl got caught in the fire, but she laughed and laughed and laughed. Consider me cleansed. This body is not a temple. This body is not a haunted house. This body is a cemetery where I mourn the girl that I lost to the fire, and I celebrate my rebirth. And then the Spanish version, Bitácora de un Exorcismo. Este cuerpo no es un templo, es una casa embrujada llena de vestigios de tragedias pasadas. 2002. Las marcas fogosas de tus manos entre la tierna piel de mi entrepierna, los lamentos de las leyendas que hemos escuchado desde niños acumulándose tras mi garganta mientras un infierno rojo colorea mi piel. 2003. Conjuré tu atención sin saber qué había detrás de las puertas. Hasta la fecha puedo sentir mi piel retorciéndose ante el recuerdo de las yemas de tus dedos, desfigurando mi imagen. ¿Quién es ese rostro que veo en el espejo? Me he distanciado del pasado con la esperanza de recatalogar a estos demonios como productos de mi imaginación. 2004. Marcas de zarpas contra mi espalda dejadas por la aparición. Metió sus garras debajo de mi falda y dejó una marca que no dejó de arder hasta que estuve solo. Nunca volvería a caminar solo, ni de noche ni de día. No hay lugares seguros. Las palabras que siguieron dolieron más que el recuerdo del fuego. 2005. Tus labios son míos, mis labios son tuyos, ligados por obsesiones y reticencias a reconocer nuestras muertes. No había asuntos pendientes, no había un más allá para escapar. Debería de haber notado el cadáver de nosotros que arrastramos por los años, pero digo esto en retrospectiva, una vez que pude verte por lo que eras. 2007. Otro par de zarpas envuelven mi garganta. Busco el aire mientras se empañan las ventanas. Mis ojos se sumergen. Podría haber huido, pero decidí seguirlo y terminé bajo el agua. 2009. Dedos delgados quemando nuevamente mi entrepierna. Un demonio clavando mis brazos contra la pared. Ahogo el fantasma de un grito cuando el demonio suelta el control sobre mí y corrí. 2010. Contra la aspereza de las almohadas. Debo haber abandonado mi cuerpo nuevamente, paralizado por el peso de un demonio sobre mi espalda y amortiguo mi voz en la aspereza de la cama. 2011. Traté de exorcizar a estos demonios. Me acosté en la cama, enfermo hasta la médula. El demonio se desliza en mis sueños hasta que su interior se retuerce con alegría y se esfuma. Me inclino frente al lavabo del baño, las luces apagadas, la casa vacía, y dejo que mis entrañas quemen las comisuras de mis labios. 2011. Regresé a la casa buscando respuestas. Encontré caos en el silencio. La voz de mi cabeza inquieta rogándome escapar. Aprendí a escuchar ese instinto justo después. Me fui por última vez, pero los fantasmas y demonios me siguieron el rastro hasta que se aburrieron y me dejaron solo con los ecos del pasado, de quien fui. Pesadillas despertándome de mis sueños más profundos, empapado en un sudor frío. 2020. Quemé la casa hasta verla en cenizas, y con ella los cuerpos de todos mis tormentos. Una niña quedó atrapada en el fuego, pero la vi reír y reír y reír. Considérame libre de todo fantasma, demonio y aparición. Este cuerpo no es un templo, este cuerpo es una casa embrujada, este cuerpo es un cementerio donde le guardo luto a la niña que perdí en el incendio y celebro mi resurrección. So that one is something old, and this one is new, just finished the last touches in here. And this is called, oh, sorry.
I was gonna say newish.
Oh, this is called All Things Birth Their Own Opposite. You might have seen a little snippet of it on my Instagram. So, when I was born, I lost my twin within myself before he could see the light of day. He was made of all things joyful, all things warm and soulful, in resistance to my blues, at a fight with the icy waters in my veins. I was assigned melancholic upon my exit. Anxiety and untamed remorse were the color of my blankets and the ballerinas decorating my room. I was assigned fastidious at birth, obsessed with things that don't matter. I left my mother's womb with a piece of the cord tied to my neck, and its shriveled rope has pulled me closer and closer to the possibilities of who I was and who I could be, were I to tighten or break it. I was assigned another self at birth. When I was born, I lost my twin within myself, and now I carry with me the pebble of his heart, drowning it deep within the rippling waters of my sadness. But finally, I am in the correct frame, with the parts of him and parts of me who once were and who could one day be, after so many dissociations. Okay. And then last one, I have a cover poem. I think I have been speaking with Rishi about her. I've been reading Franny Choi. If you haven't had the chance to read her, she is amazing. I absolutely loved it. So I translated one of her poems, one of my favorites from the book, and I'm gonna read the original first. This is called Wolf Moon. No moon in sight, so I howled at the exit sign instead. Red runes, electric, telling an old story of escape, of wind, a white cold, a distant car alarm. Otherwise, the dark and our bodies, two strange women trying to touch each other, breathing strange, moving towards and away from each other as the red ghosts in the sky opened, called us gone, showed us the door to another world. Otherwise, the dark in our mouths, tearing at what bones we found, grinning and hungry for something we couldn't, with all of our words, name. And the translation to Spanish, this is called Luna de Lobos. No hay luna en el cielo, así que aullé a la señal de salida. Runas rojas, eléctricas, contando una vieja historia de escapar del viento, de un frío inmenso. La alarma del carro a lo lejos. Por otra parte, la oscuridad de nuestros cuerpos. Dos mujeres extrañas tratando de tocarse entre sí, respirando curiosamente, moviéndose cerca y distanciándose a la vez que el fantasma rojo en el cielo se abre. Nos llamó oídas, nos enseñó la puerta al otro mundo. De otra manera, la oscuridad de nuestras bocas desgarrando cualquier hueso que pudiésemos encontrar, sonrientes y hambrientas por algo que no podíamos, con todas nuestras palabras, nombrar. That's it.
Damn, that's so cool. Did you send that to them?
No, I haven't.
I think you should. That's super cool.
I'll try.
Awesome. Yeah, I caught Franny Choi. They do a lot of events with Haymarket Press, Haymarket Books. Really cool bookstore, and they have nice live streaming events featuring a lot of poets from all over. So that's cool that you got to read that tonight. And I love that you get to read in English and Spanish. So I just want to say once again that I appreciate that, Lee. You've mentioned your famous Instagram a couple times. Can you share like where people can follow and support your work?
So you can follow me at Cadáveres. It's CADABERES _literarios, LITERARIOS. Oh boy. And if you don't know how to spell that, you can also follow me on Facebook, and it's Lee Martinez Soto. And I can share my Instagram from there so you can see it.
That's perfect. We're gonna have to come up with like a song for your Instagram handle, just so people can remember it. We'll make it happen. All right, yeah. Happy Monday, everyone. Glad to have you guys. If you have one, cheers. Boop. Or water, whatever you got. Cheers. Mazel tov, mi gente. All that good stuff. So we're gonna keep going. In fact, so let's see. I meant to do this at the beginning of the show, but we have. Let me see. Hold on. I want to make sure I do this right. So yeah, I want to thank you guys for tuning in. We do have some sponsors, some collaborators. I think last week I said it like entities. It was so like mysterious sounding, like our collaborative entities. People that but just people that we're working with. A lot of it is local to El Paso, but if you want, you can show some love. We're doing some cool things with these people, and so let me really quickly share a quick word, some stuff that we got going on. So can you guys see that? I think so, because yeah. So today's show is in collaboration with. Got to give a shout out to our friends here who've been showing us some love. El Paso's Finest. So it is a local shop. They sell a lot of El Paso themed merchandise, t-shirts, art prints, original artwork, magnets, buttons, caps. You should check it out. So they are located in downtown El Paso, and you can visit their website and catch some stuff. You can also follow them on Instagram at Shop EP Finest. Yeah, my buddy Ruben Gomez, he did some internship with BWOMS a little while back, and he took some awesome photos. So if you were there a couple years back and performed, he probably took a really cool pic of you performing at the Black Orchid Lounge. Shout out to the Black Orchid Lounge, by the way. Michelle and Juan, some friends of mine. Black Orchid Lounge was a really great spot to help develop and do our open mics on Tuesday nights. So hopefully we can get back there soon. I hope for the day. So anyway, check out El Paso's Finest. Shout out to Ruben. Also shout out to El Paso Creatives. They're brand new. They're coming up in the scene. They promote artists all kinds. And you can follow them at elpcreatives.com or their Instagram. They post a lot of stuff on Instagram, El Paso _creatives. We just started a collaborative show that airs on Sundays. It's a music showcase. And so if you're a musician and want to be showcased, we will, there's a whole process. We'll post it, but go and follow them. Our first show debuted this past Sunday, and we featured Shifter Car, who has performed here before at our online open mic. They've also performed at the New York Weekend open mic, so you should definitely check them out. Cool. It's a cool group. We also interviewed a local artist, Fox, and she has a book that she put out of creators. Power at the Pass. This is a studio that I am currently broadcasting from. I've been here since the beginning. A lot of stuff going on. There's a book coming out that you should check out. I'll announce that once it's out, and I'll kind of share that with you guys. We had a beer that was recently released from a local brewery, Old Sheepdog, and it was so popular they already sold out. So that was kind of as it was there. So you can follow Power at the Pass on Instagram as well. Just the info is there, Power at the Pass. Content creation, there's a lot of commercial work involved, and a lot of cool people you can meet through that. You can find more at poweratthepass.com. Yeah, those are the homies. I love working here. And of course, lastly, this is once again the Stay at Home Open Mic, Barbed Wire Open Mic series. If you want to follow us, we are on Instagram, El Paso BWOMS. Of course, that's Barbed Wire Open Mic series. I like to say BWOMS, BWOMS.com. We post a lot of stuff there. We have a podcast. We're trying to get better with our YouTube stuff. And I really love having that here. And one last thing. I think that's it for today. Let's see. Last thing is I mentioned a writing prompt. So for the next 2 weeks, if you guys want to go with a theme of some sort, every 2 weeks we have a theme. You don't have to write for it to perform. So it's like open always. But for these next 2 weeks, I thought this was an interesting concept, the crossroads. I think, this might apply to people in different ways. Obviously, there are a lot of legends across different cultures that have to deal with crossroads. And so if you want to write anything that has to deal with crossroads, then write something and bring it at one of our future open mics. If you follow us on Instagram, we also have a list of past writing prompts, so you don't have to write this one. You can go back, and if one speaks to you, I encourage you guys to check it out. So that's it. Probably a little long, but I'm going to go ahead and get people. Man, I know that was long, right? Commercials. I should have started with that, but I know it's also long. I didn't want to turn people off, but shout out to all those entities. And let's see, next up at the open mic, got to make sure people are ready though. We have, once again, Gregory Speed in the house. Are you still with us, Gregory? He's fire. He's listed on here as fire, but we're gonna bring him up. And I probably should have mentioned that. And after that, Brittany, if you want to go, okay? Let's see. Fire, Gregory Speed. We got you, man. You ready? How you doing? Let's see. Maybe you're here. Okay. Yeah. Go ahead. If you can turn on your camera, because I can't spotlight your video. You're on. Yeah, we can hear you. How are you today?
I'm fantastic. How are you, brother?
Excellent. I'm glad you could join us again. Welcome.
Yeah. I had no idea I was gonna read.
Oh, I don't know. I was trying to message you. My bad.
No, I appreciate it. No, I appreciate it. I'm gonna read though. I had to find some light and a poem.
Yeah, man. Do your thing. Welcome.
Here it does. Focusing solely on her, making time to glimpse each and every tattoo, my eyes landing firmly, perfectly painted landmarks placed upon porcelain skin. Suddenly there was light flashing right before me. Momentarily I was blinded. I was to the visions of her tattooed skin, eyes filled, she be gifted. Soul was lifted, she be goddess and temple, worthy of daily worship, fiery like a phoenix ablaze, once in a lifetime chance, as butterflies flutter lightly, hummingbird wings hovering, bronze being ruby-throated, soul was lifted, she be gifted, hummingbirds and butterflies taking the time to shine. Do not allow moments to pass, always timely recognize greatness. 2, be so prolific they can't ignore you. As you become conscious, we all become conscious. As we all are gifted, lifting one another up. The 3 most polarizing words on earth are we want freedom. To do what's in your heart, you got to be free, free thinking, free-willed individuals, because there's a price to be paid for inequality and injustice, but we just haven't set our price yet. I am royalty. Royalty is here. We're all gifted, abundant, and blessed from birth. We got to see better to do better. We just got to tap into our source. Are we speaking up or are we sitting down? To be continued. Thank you.
Yeah, I love that. To be continued, because it is a work in progress, right? Those are
Yes,
some
sir.
good questions to ask. Thank you for joining us, Gregory. Do you have any social media or any projects to promote that we can follow you on?
I guess last time I plugged my book, but and I won't plug my IG because I got hacked this week.
Oh.
So there's an imposter on my Instagram. So yeah, I wrote a book a while back. It's called Hidden Perfectly in Plain Sight. And it's on Amazon, unfortunately, but it is on Amazon. And yeah, that's it. I just you can email me the links to those other open mics so I can join you guys more.
All right, appreciate you, man. I'm glad you made it today. We've missed you. It's been a little while, but Gregory
Yes,
Speed.
it has. Thank you. You too, man. Take care.
Take it easy.
Hope everyone stays well.
I dig it. All right, cool. Yeah, man, I've loved it. This has been a really good night. Like strong performances all around. There were some good lines. I was thinking about it a lot too. Sometimes it's like music. Sometimes we nod our head like we're going to the beat, right? Like, So, all right, we're gonna keep going. I keep asking, but I haven't gotten a response. Like I'm messaging people, like, "Yo, do you want to perform?" Because there's people in the chat that I don't see that never signed up. So, Brittany, I don't know. You're giggling. Oh no, are you? You're all right.
I'm sorry. Did you call me before and then I wasn't there? Is that what happened?
No, I was messaging you like, "Yo, do you want to perform?" So is it your turn? It's your turn. Do you got something for us?
Yeah, definitely. Thanks for having me on. I know I haven't been here for forever. Oh my god, somebody just has to be fucking calling me right now, bro.
You planned this. You planned
I'm
this.
sorry, they fucked up.
Your Wi-Fi. Okay, there you go. Yeah, we can hear you.
Yeah, okay. Fuck, it's because I can't fucking hear you, yo. Ah, fuck. They fucked up my fucking shit. Yeah.
No.
Okay, so anyway, yeah, I'm gonna be doing comedy. My name is Alberto. If you want to follow me on Facebook, I don't know if there's anybody listening in right now, but yeah, follow me on Facebook. I'm Richie's friend, Alberto. I'm not under Brittany. I'm under Alberto and stuff like that. Please follow me. I've been doing comedy for a year now, and we've really got back into the open mics and stuff. But yeah, sometimes I just want to say I don't know if I'm bisexual or sexually bipolar. Like some days I don't even want guys to look at me, and then other days I want a guy to fuck me while another guy is fucking him in the ass all at the same time. I don't know who needs to hear this, but keep sucking dick. Single ladies, any single ladies out there, single like me, keep sucking dick. One day you're gonna suck the dick that's gonna change your fucking life, yo. And if anybody is there with their boyfriend or anything, you're gonna be sucking dick tonight, and then you're gonna be laying back in the freaking in your freaking bed and you're gonna be like, oh my God, that girl, she was right. Sucking this dick did change my life. Oh my gosh. Like, are you ever just like surrounded by a bunch of short people and then you're like, midgets united, midgets united, yeah. Or like you're in traffic and like you hear somebody playing music real loud behind you and you're like, I don't care if you fucking sell cocaine. Yeah. Like, why haven't banks set up mobile deposits for cash yet? Like, I wish I could just snap a picture of my money and that'll be deposited into my account. And then I still get to keep like all this money. Like, why wouldn't the banks want me to double my money? Like, why? Yeah, it's a conspiracy, man. It's a conspiracy out there. It's real fucking bad right now. Anybody still doing quarantine? Are you still in cabin fever? At this point, the people who keep saying stay home, save lives are the ones that never came out in the first place. So all I have to say is skate or die, motherfucker. Or, since it's that time of year, vote or die. Vote or die, motherfucker. Vote or die. Yeah. I'm just a young comedian hustling. Yeah. No, this isn't the shower. This isn't Britney shower concerts. My bad. Wrong stage.
That's
Oh my
hilarious.
God. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, Richie.
All right, thank you, El Barto. Check her out, Facebook, El Barto. You've heard the name. Go check her out. Doing a year of comedy already, huh?
Yeah, definitely. Please follow me on Facebook, El Barto.
Right on, yeah. And once we get to doing more live shows, I know some of the comedians are doing live shows, so I think if you want to go hit those up, go ahead. Thank you. Cool. Wait, what? I don't know. All right. Yeah, that was a good set. Thank you, Brittany. El Barto. Yeah, let's go and keep going, guys. We have let's see, let me take a list. Oh, I don't have my flute. I forgot it. It's not here today. But if you are here all the time and I mentioned my flute, do you know what's coming up? You know what's coming up. It's the oncoming storm. It's the one, the only Dan the Man with the master plan. And he's got some cover poems for us today. Dan, how you doing? Is it nobody's birthday this week?
What?
Is it nobody's birthday this week?
You'll have to wait. You'll have to wait until in 2 weeks.
2 weeks. All right, cool, man. So what do you have for us today? Take it away, Dan.
Okay. Hold on a minute.
Dan the Man. Take it away.
Wait a minute. Put me on the spot. Thank you.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, there we go. All right. I got 3 poems selected from Every Infant's book, New and Selected Poems by Graham Duncan. All right. At Bay, page 86. Okay. Her son-in-law carried a chair out. Under his coat, she saw her daughter keeps stealing the gold locket and putting it back again. There it is, or just like it. A friend, they went together to the ice capades. Has taken her a chamber pot. That lady is now dead. Things vanish one by one. At lawn sale, auction, closing on the house, steps in the relentless shrinking.
She knows who bent her glasses, the paper boy. At night, the nurse sneaks in to rummage in her dresser. The tip up stool should put a stop to that. Liars, cheats, and thieves surround her, and no one told her of her sister's death. She demands her check be sent to her. Now her mirror's gone. The mirrors on the door is on the other lady's side of the room. This tiny room. The, the trees across the room looks nice. She writes, in spite of everything, she loves us both. Quote. Okay. Lost Dog, page 90. What will the old man do? Built his blind dog, who has wandered off, prepares to die, who sing, never left the yard. The man listens for some note from the dark, knocks on door, pokes into thickets and unsteady sticks, and finding the pillow, fears finding a pillow of matters hair. Of matted hair. They wandered separate darknesses. Their skew times running out, the scaping of branches, the only stroking they share. But they cross common ground, tracing the paths of loss. Coming home, he hurries by a house with drawn shades and chimney plums of grief. At dusk, he hears only ticking of his house. The cold meat on his plate is all scraps he just wants to slip under the table. Quote. Porcupine, page 42. You urge me to reach out and pet him. That's how close he is. The thorny pig, going slower than leisure, first cousin to the sloth, climbing a neutral tree. His gravity's much more than the fat he must lift. But does he think at all about encounters, even remember canine jaws snapped wide in shock? He stopped just shoulder high, his head behind bristles of pine. It's not certain he's even looked our way. This torpid arsenal, stranger to any caress. End quote. That's three. That's three from Every Infant's Blood, New and Selected Poems by Graham Duncan. Okay. And I got one more. Okay. And it's from Faith in Her Words by Veronica Zundel. All right. Wow. And we got 6 centuries of women poetry.
Sweet.
Anybody heard of Anne Bront?
Bronte.
It's Bronte. It's Bronte, yeah.
Bronte. Okay.
The whole ass family, yeah.
Yeah. Okay. It's a Hope, page 169. And oh, there lives within my heart a hope long nursed by me. In parentheses, and should its cheering ray depart, how dark my soul would be, in parentheses. That as in Adam all have died, in Christ shall all men live, and ever round his thorn abide, eternal praise to give, that even wicked shall at last be fitted for the skies, and where their dreadful doom is past, to light and life arise. I ask now, I'm sorry, I ask not how remote the day, nor what the sinner's woe, before their dross is purged away. Enough for me to know that's when the cup of wrath is drained. They meddled, purified. They cling on what they once disdained and live by him that died. Quote. Yeah, that's Hope by Anne Brunt, page 169, from Faith in Her Words from Veronica Zondale. Yeah, there's a selectable collection poetries right there. All right, end quote. Okay, what do you think, Richie?
Did you just end quote your own statement? I dig it, man. That was cool. Thanks, Dan.
All right, guys.
It was a nice, I gotta say, Dan, really quick. It was a nice change of pace from birthday poems. Because you've been doing a lot of that, and it's cool to hear like some other stuff. And cool selections as well, Dan.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Speaking of birthday poems, speaking of birthday poems, well, my birthday tribute to Chrissy Gorilla is tomorrow. Do not miss it. I'm almost ready, and you guys gotta like this one. All right, you guys. Don't forget to follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Find Dan Demands Weekly on YouTube. All right, and in 2 weeks, yet another birthday tribute. I'll let you know who that is on the. I'll let you know who that is on at the after party.
That's right. Stay tuned. If you're not at the after party, what are you even doing? You know what I'm saying? You can join the Zoom call. I'm talking to the YouTube people, okay? I'm talking to you. All right.
Got it.
I see you.
I see you too.
Dan, I'm not.
Thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, man. Thanks, Dan. Cool. Awesome. So we're gonna go ahead and let's see. Who do we got? What do we got?
Who else?
I think that's everyone. So we're getting really close to the after party. So I'm gonna close. Since I started, I'm gonna bookend today. But like I said, we got some really cool things planned for October. Follow us on social media if you haven't already on Barbed Wire Open Mic Series. If you type it anywhere, you'll find us. We use the acronym BWOMS, BWOMS. So on Instagram, we're El Paso BWOMS. I think that's also true of Twitter. But if you go on Facebook, you can just type in Barbed Wire Open Mic. We'll show up. It's been really cool, guys. I'm gonna share like a piece or two, if you don't mind. Let me pull them up because it's been a while. This is, since I read a jazz poem earlier, this is a poem that was published in Barrio Panther Volume 3, and it was also published for a website called downtowning.com. It was an El Paso project that got funded, and it was just about places in El Paso. And I was asked to write a piece about an establishment, a restaurant and bar called The Tap. The Tap is kind of like a legendary bar where people have been going for years. Back in the day when I was doing poetry slams, and we would get like poets from out of town, and I was hosting musicians from out of town, they would stay at my apartment. I would take them to The Tap because they have like their world famous nachos, and people talk about it from all over the place. And it's a kind of a grimy bar, and it's a little, but like there's history behind it. They would have jazz nights on Thursdays, which is like one of my favorite places to go have a beer with live jazz and write. And that's where I wrote this following poem. It's called Bebop. It's kind of quick, but here we go. Give me downtown bebop jazz, nachos from The Tap, and something to write with. That's all I'll need to make it to the night. Until then, I'll write and I'll write and I'll write and I'll how as the band summons the ghost of Charlie Parker so we can learn how to fly without wings and get hooked on speed. We don't need the high life, but this life. It's the only one we've ever known. To the roll of snare drum, bump of the bass, and the roll of the hi-hat, to the boom bap, jazz at the tap, just like that. Drinks with friends, jukebox love songs, swaying lovers in flood of sounds, last call, moments shared. Give me bebop nachos, jazz from the tap, and something to write with. For life, liberty, and the pursuit of meaningfulness. All right. So that is one of my jazz poems. Let me find one more. I'm trying to get like better about reading some of my newer things, but I have to find it. So while I do that, I'm going to double task it and talk a little bit. There are some events. There's some special events this week. So if you're watching this live, you can join us. If you're watching this later, obviously these things will have passed. But this Wednesday, so I'm, as a faculty member, I do a lot of stuff with EPCC. One of the projects that I help with is called the Papagayo Project. And we're going to be doing a Latinx Heritage Month reading. That's going to be from 11 to 3 p.m. on Wednesday. And if you want to join us, there is going to be a link on Facebook. If you follow us on Facebook and Instagram, just look up the Papagayo Project. That's Papagayo, Papagayo Project. It's open. So for Latinx Heritage Month, if you have like a piece dedicated to that subject, or if there's a Latinx writer or musician that has something that's inspired you, you can sign up and read. Okay, so we're going to be running that through Microsoft Teams because that's what the college is using. That's on Wednesday. And then Friday is October. And so EPCC is also doing a literary fiesta. So Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, there are going to be a bunch of events online. On Friday is the kickoff. And so we're going to have a reading. So if you guys want to share any of your work, there will be EPCC faculty and students like tuning in. So if you want to sign up, I'm going to be posting that info on my Facebook and Instagram this week, the Barbed Wire Open Mic. So if you want to sign up, you can. Share your work. It's a kickoff for a literary fiesta. Bring your work. We're going to do about like 5 minutes per performer because I think we're going to do about like an hour or an hour and a half. And that's going to be on Microsoft Teams as well because the college decided that Zoom is a risk, I guess. It's been cool for us here. But yeah, we're going to use Microsoft Teams. There is an app you can download, but I think you can also run it through your browser if you don't want to download it. I'll be posting about those things. Oh, I'm sorry, 11 to 1, not 11 to 3 for Papagayo. I want to thank you, Jorge, for reminding me because our normal meetings are from 12 to 3. But this time we're going to switch it up. It's going to be from 11 to 1 on Wednesday. If you guys want to hit that up, just shoot me a message. You can find me on Instagram, Deadwall Reveries, or on Facebook, Richie David Marufo. You can also follow Papagayo Project on Facebook and Instagram. All right. Sorry, that was me talking while I was looking for a piece. It's hard multitasking and checking the comments. So yeah, shout out to everyone who's still here. This is some free writing. I've read it a couple times, but I'm trying to get better about reading it out loud. This isn't even the full piece. So I'm just going to read it like this. All right. It's free writing from the 29th where I started a nice night and I ended up finding some artists spray painting a mural downtown just on a whim. All right. Mira, manifest this tequila into discarded coffee cups. Yes, the usefulness of a cup is in its emptiness. It's its own kind of magic. It persists, it perseveres, it runs on and on into a spray paint sizzle of midnight mist like it's flora y fauna, aloe vera y la verdad. The moon greets me like an old friend. And that's all the poem I got. I have more. I couldn't find it. So I want to thank you guys for tuning in today. Let me see. Is there anyone else that wants to perform really quick? Quick roll call. We had everyone here has performed. We have Christine, but I think she's been really busy with homework and stuff. So, yo, I think maybe I'll start ending it. I don't know. Hold on. Let me check the messages. Christine, hi. Did you want to perform or no? Do you want to say hi to people really quick?
Hi, everybody. How are you guys?
I'm great. How are you?
Doing good. Yeah, just doing some homework. Yeah. I was
Cool.
watching though. I even like sometimes I have to go shopping to like pick up some stuff at the grocery store, and I'll be shopping and I have you guys in my ear. So I'm listening to you guys.
I dig that. And so if you guys want to go back to past episodes, like Christine gets down on like everything, you know, music. The very first performance wasn't even music. It was a prose poem, you know, and it was just all about the pandemic, but the hate pandemic, which is a very real thing. A lot of us have experienced that. So go back to past episodes and catch her music. Super talented guitar, piano, opera singer, super powerful voice. I'm excited to see what you got. So, Christine, awesome. I'm glad you could join us here at the end. So, those of you on YouTube, don't forget, drop a comment. We got the live chat, but there's also the comment section. If you guys are watching this on YouTube right now, again, drop a comment. Who did you like? Whose poem did you like? Whose performance did you like? You know, if you liked everyone, just mention it. That's cool too. You know, not to like favoritize, but like, is there a line that stood out to you? Is there something that inspired you or made you feel a certain way? Let us know, because that feedback is really important, and we want to keep growing together like that. So thanks for tuning in for the live stream. My name is Richie Marrufo. Barbed Open Mic Series. You can follow me on Instagram, Dead Wall Reveries, or Facebook, Richie David Marrufo. This is our time now. If you guys want to say goodbye, you guys unmute and just say bye to everyone. If you guys want to unmute and just wave, make some noise.
Bye. Thank you for having me.
See y'all. Y'all can see me, but bye.
Awesome. That was quick. A lot of people came together, so we didn't get everyone's videos, but we got a good little group here, guys. So for the live stream, we'll catch you guys next Monday, all right? And join us for our cool stuff going forward for Stay at Home with Mike. If you want to sign up early, we're gonna have that stuff on our social media, all right? Peace.